toy shop. What are Yoan, Malkar, and Ron doing at this point?
I thought we were about to go to bed in the end.
Yes. Go to bed and then
Yeah.
in the morning go hit
Yeah.
up the winery or whatever the hell. The
Yeah.
places
Well,
makes wine.
that's several days walk away, just
Yeah.
for your
Yeah.
knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're also gonna take up the
Captain of the guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, find out why the creeper's fucking creeping.
All right. So yeah, nothing you'd like to do before crashing for the night at the Blue Water?
Nope.
Okay.
No. I got the strange urge to go to the church. I'm kidding.
In Barovia, church go to you.
Just see Rob Schneider walk down the road saying
All right. So yeah, you kind of turn in for the night, and it passes pretty uneventfully. There's almost an eerie stillness to the Barovian night outside. There's practically nothing to be seen or heard in the streets below. But you all do drift off to sleep, wake up in one piece the next morning. And yes, here you are at the Blue Water. So what are you doing next?
Eating breakfast after getting up and heading downstairs. Because food is important.
I'm gonna go downstairs as well.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask, what the hell's her name? Danica, if she has any meat pies. Because I'm craving a meat pie for breakfast.
You would.
All right. So you head down and grab a seat at the bar. Noticing that you've got a pretty limited crowd in here this morning. The two rowdy drunks from last night are awake once more, having come to at their table and seemingly ordered very, very large tankards of water to start the day off. Beyond that, the only person you see currently in the dining area of the inn is an older, looks to be a half-elven individual, kind of sitting at the end of the bar, and he appears to be eating pretty standard breakfast fare. Looks like some sort of sausage and a couple eggs. But yeah, so you head over to the bar, grab a seat, and before long you see Danica come from the kitchen, and upon laying eyes on you, she makes her way over and says, "Oh, good morning. Did you sleep well?"
Yeah, like a baby.
Good.
By the way, do you happen to have any meat pies for breakfast?
Not really on the menu, but I'm sure my husband could whip something up.
Oh, you're married. And I look around. Is he a raven too?
She just gives you this disapproving look.
You know what? I'll just have eggs. Oh, wait. Chicken? No, not chicken either. Tell you what. Give me a glass of orange juice, and I'll tell you in a minute.
I'm afraid oranges aren't exactly native to this plane.
Fair enough. Milk?
Milk we could do.
Okay.
And she heads back and before long returns with a like medium-sized glass of orange juice and kind of
Orange
slides it down
juice.
the bar to you. Or milk, sorry.
I was like,
Ah.
damn. She just bitched me out for not having
Yeah,
it.
no. She went to another plane just to get you your juice.
Okay.
I wish you could see my facial reactions. That's why I don't like playing online.
Use webcam.
What
Good.
webcam?
Get a
Yeah,
webcam.
one that you typically have.
Good.
Hey Eric, where's your webcam?
Here somewhere.
Yeah, find it.
Yeah, right now.
Then I can RP for Taylor.
I mean, I could give you my webcam. I got a good one. Anyway,
Carry on.
yes. Yes, I'll have a couple eggs.
Alright, and she doesn't really even seem to wince or anything. I mean, especially given that the guy just down the bar from you is eating eggs, it seems like this is a pretty common breakfast staple here
Okay.
in Barovia.
Okay.
It's not like you're eating her babies.
Yeah, that was kind of more the whole inflection of, oh shit, I don't want to eat her babies. And then I was like, chicken? No chicken. No chicken.
Yeah, and you hear her. You see her kind of duck her head back into the kitchen and hear a brief exchange with a kind of brusque-sounding male voice. Along, you hear what seems like the sizzle of eggs on a griddle, and yeah, it's just a couple minutes before your breakfast is brought out to you.
Cool. I chow down.
Okay.
And about halfway through, I look over at the elven guy down, and I go, "Yeah, these are good eggs, aren't they?" Just keep eating.
I roll my eyes and eat my breakfast.
All right. And as you kind of initiate the conversation, he just looks over and through his kind of large, almost Coke bottle lenses of his glasses, he just kind of looks over and gives a little smirk and a nod before kind of digging back into his own food.
Alright. I grab my glass of milk and cast prestidigitation and make it look and taste exactly like orange juice as I drink it.
That sounds so gross.
What? It's literally drinking like orange juice, but you're drinking milk instead.
Orange juice flavored milk.
No. I can make things taste better. So I would guess I could probably make it taste like whatever I want.
Yeah, but it's still milk, so it's like orange juice flavored milk.
But
Yeah, and
it's-
as you drink it, it certainly looks like orange juice and tastes like orange juice. It doesn't feel like orange juice.
Nope, it's got the milky consistency. It's milky orange
Yeah,
juice.
yeah, exactly.
I'm okay with it.
And mind you, they don't have 2% here in Barovia. We're talking like full fat milk.
Yep. So there's a couple chunks here or there. It's just pulp.
Curdled it.
Oh, that's so gross.
Like you could have ordered water. But no.
No, milk. That's exactly what I would do too. And that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I did. So, after that, I'll like act like I'm picking up the salt shaker, but instead I'm just like shaking nothing and also casting prestidigitation on my eggs just to seize them up a little bit.
All right.
So it's like I grab nothing and shake, but you just see like sprinkles of magic coming out like it's sprinkles. If I can do that. Just like for flavor. Literally.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
And at this point, the old man at the end of the bar just looks over and says, "Forgive me, I'm just having flashbacks of this strange man-eating plant I met a while ago. It had the most remarkable singing voice, and I see you're a bard. Just, I don't know."
You said a man-eating plant, but had a voice?
Yes.
Interesting. And as I were talking, I'm sliding my plate and milky orange juice down the bar, so we're not like yelling at each other from one end of the bar to the other. And I'll kind of slide down, kind of by him to, oh, do tell. I would love to hear about this.
He proceeds to regale you with this story of, was that Alex or did somebody else just drop out?
Alex, he's
Okay.
back now.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, he just goes on to tell this story of how he and his band of traveling entertainers once stumbled across this man-eating plant deep in a forest somewhere as they were on their way to an engagement, and eventually they ended up having a sing-along with the plant as they made their camp sort of just out of reach, and yeah, certainly seems like an interesting character.
That is awesome. That is a really cool story. I tell him about my budding career, and mention that there, about a little bit about that. Oh yeah, you've been around, so it seems you've probably seen some shit too, haven't you? And I'll kind of look at him.
And he says, "Why, yes, I even saw Werehair one time. It was a young boy who transformed into a rabbit on nights of the full moon, which is quite strange."
A werehair. Oh
Yes.
wow. Huh. Did he howl, or what sound do rabbits make?
They scream loudly.
Oh.
At this point,
Intriguing.
at this point, I interrupt. Was it a rabbit or a hare? They're two different things.
Who are you?
Answer my question. Is it a rabbit or a hare?
Well, he called himself a werehair, so I guess a hare.
Okay. I go back to eating.
That gives me an idea. I was gonna have a song called "Bark at the Moon," but I'm thinking "Scream at the Stars" is better. So. Okay. What? If you're saying something, Becca, you're not.
I'm not saying something. Eric is.
Oh, well, Eric, if you're saying something, it's not coming through.
It's not.
But
Oh, there you go.
whoa, fuck was that? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. But yeah, the guy at the end of the was just like, I can even picture the dance number that would accompany it. A series of fluffily clad children just prancing about the stage and just screaming along with the lyrics before fully transforming into hares.
And he glares at.
Oh, he glares.
That's awesome. I want to see what my prestidigitation actually does. I start using prestidigitation to play some faint music, like, Just
Okay.
subtle music, just kind of while I'm thinking about some lyrics and stuff, and pull out a parchment and scratch down a few words here or there, and while I'm listening to him as well and talking to him and kind of getting his input.
Okay. He doesn't really seem to keep on one story for all that long. Before long, he's kind of moved on to telling you the story of a half-orc woman named Gorabacha who could chew through iron chains.
Huh. Perfect song, Iron Woman. Yes. Just. And then as soon as he tells me that, I switch over to a new song that I just had sudden inspiration for, and start just having that play, and am jotting down lyrics while I'm listening to him tell the story.
All right.
I'm listening to this one more closely than the weird hair.
Okay.
Some
So,
dudes show up and flop my tentacles from the staff onto Ron's shoulder from behind, and I speak into his mind, saying, "I have come for your soul."
I look up in the air, like just look up, like I'm trying to look behind me the wrong way. I'm just kind of like looking. And I say, "Huh? Hello? Is that you, Strad?"
You didn't see the tentacle on your shoulder?
Do you say something? No, I didn't see it.
Oh, just chuckle out loud.
Oh, Melkar, it's you. Oh, hi. Was that you talking to me there? Or?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Strange. Okay.
Oh,
Well, Melkar, by the way, this is, oh, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't get your name. Gesture to the elfin.
It's like, oh, why yes, I'm Rictavio, traveling entertainer extraordinaire.
Oh! You're the guy who gave the monkey to the fat guy. Blinsky, I think his name is.
It's like, yes, he seemed rather lonely, and well, Piccolo wasn't exactly welcome here at the inn either. So, figured I figured it seemed like a good fit.
But he was such a so well behaved monkey.
Indeed, he was, but alas, it was not meant to be.
Ah, well, that now that I know that you are Rictavio, would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
Why do I feel like this is turning into an interrogation of sort?
No, nothing of the sort. We
As he's
we visited Blinsky yesterday, and as I reach in my pocket and pull out the whatever the fuck they were, the dolls.
Yeah, the nesting dolls.
Yeah. And I said,
Okay.
yeah, we were there yesterday, and he told us quite a bit about you. Just the fact of, I was wondering where he got the monkey from, because I kind of wanted one myself. And Eric, just to be sure, he's the one who owns the cart, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is correct.
I just wanted to make sure my RL history check was good. So, anyway, back into character. He also told us you own that cart over in the shipyard, stockyard.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. We met some fine chap. I can't remember his name, but he said he was hungry. He was in the cart.
He kind of raises an eyebrow, looks at you, and says, "Well, I'm quite sure I don't know what you're talking about. I don't really have anyone else in my band of entertainers at this point, so um, was there someone rifling through my cart?"
There was somebody inside making quite a racket.
It wasn't a person, it was a beast.
Oh, by the way, this is Yoan. Uh, he talked to it. I think.
I see. All right then. I mean, I've certainly been feeding him, so I don't really see what the problem is.
I don't know. He just said
Just
he was
make sure
hungry.
he doesn't eat any people.
I did,
Well-
however, detect something magical when I was knocking on the door. What was that?
He just kind of narrows his eyes behind the large lenses of his glasses and says, "One of my personal possessions. You would do well to avoid rifling through other people's things."
I did not rifle. I was merely knocking on the door, and it lit up like a Christmas tree as being Arcana. Or something of the arcane.
Well, it's nothing dangerous, I assure you. It's just, well, I keep some of my personal effects uh, in the wagon.
Oh, yeah, no, I just was curious, that's all. It just seemed quite magical, so. It's the first magical thing I've seen since I've wound up here. So. That was all. Would you by any chance be able to secure me a stage of sorts? I'm supposed to put on a concert, and I chose the stage area to be somewhere in the shipyard,
Stockyard.
stockyard. Sorry. Would you by any chance be able to, being that you're a performer, procure me a stage?
I could reach out to a few people, perhaps see if anything is available. What scale were you looking at? Is it going to be a rather large show? Or...
Yeah, probably pretty large.
All right. Well, I suppose there are a couple people I could reach out to. Your name again was,
Ron Fosborn. I
right.
reach out and shake his hand.
Pleasure to meet you.
And pleasure to meet you as well. By the way, you don't have any more pet monkeys, do you?
I can't say I do. After all, Piccolo wasn't allowed here, so wouldn't really make all that much sense to get rid of one monkey, but not any others I would have.
A fair point. You don't have any other companion animals, do you?
Well, you met my my other animal. Apparently had a conversation with him.
What is he? Just out of curiosity. Again, I'm not trying to pry. I'm just.
Of course. He is a tiger.
Oh,
Yes.
fancy. Well, he seemed quite polite.
As he should be. He's very well trained.
Of course, as I said, I'm not the one who talked, but Yoan did talk, and it seemed quite polite to answer any questions. So, very strong, though.
Yes, that's part of why we went with the solid construction of this iteration of the wagon. The last one didn't hold up so well.
Ah, I see. Well, okay. I will definitely have to be in contact with you. As for now, I do have a few other things I need to plan before the day happens. Um, but it was definitely good talking to you. And this whole time, I'm shaking his hand while I'm just still talking to him.
Okay. Yeah. Noticing that you haven't really let go of his hand, he kind of, again, looks down at the still clasped hands, and then kind of back at you, and starts to kind of gently pull away.
All right, I let go. I go. Oh, sorry, and let go.
Okay.
Sorry, I get to getting some ideas in my head, and I kind of zone out a little bit.
Yes. Yes. We've all been there.
Well, where would I be able to reach you at? Are you staying here for the time being?
Yes. Yes. I am currently staying here at the Blue Water Inn. I do a fair bit of traveling, but typically, well, if there's not civilization, there's no real reason for me to be there. So, if I am not in Vallaki the next time you should need me, um, well, probably either in Barovia or Kresk.
Okay. The guy's name was Rictavio.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Saying to the guy's mind while giving him the stink eye, "Are you after my secrets?"
Um, he kind of just looks around, not really entirely sure where the voice is coming from, and after locking eyes with Malkar, is that you?
I look at Rictavio. Oh, you're hearing those voices too? I hear them a lot more now that I'm here than I did before, but I don't know where they're coming from, and I start looking around again.
I think I have a pretty good idea.
Oh, where are they?
Right behind you.
I turn around.
I look
Melkar, move
behind
out
me
of the
as
way. Where are those voices? Oh, you mean it's Melkar? Oh, okay. Really? I didn't know you could do that, Melkar.
Nope.
Oh. That would be quite handy. Oh well. I'll turn back and finish the rest. Finish eating the rest of my eggs.
Okay. uh, all right. So, yeah, and I assume the rest of the party is grabbing breakfast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Okay, cool. Grr. I'll be back.
What?
Damn it.
It ain't wife aggro.
Nope.
Sounds like it's Pupperino aggro.
What?
Did he take a poo-poo on the floor?
The pupper.
No.
No?
I don't know what Eric's doing.
Oh, did you say Pupperino? I thought you said Pepperino.
No, Pupperino.
Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, what the fuck? Is he just gonna go and get some pepperoni or some shit?
Yep.
Like, the cravings are real.
But I will take this opportunity to grab some water.
Nice.
She is real life Maya.
What?
Except she's not black. She drinks water and eats grapefruit. Starfruit. Not grapefruit.
I'm not a huge fan of starfruit,
Really?
personally.
I'd peg you as a real fan of like real fruits, like fruits and stuff.
I
Yeah,
like
like, you know,
fruits.
those
I
fruit
just don't
things.
like starfruit.
Oh.
I like
God.
fruit. I like berries and melons.
I like grapes. Specifically,
I'm not gonna
in
comment
the,
on that.
specifically in like the, wine variety.
Oh, okay.
Boxed wine.
The only wine I can stand is Peace Porter.
Piss porter.
No, Peace Porter. It's very,
Piss
very
Porter?
sweet.
God damn. You guys ever have mead?
Have what?
No.
Mead, honey wine.
No, I would like to. It sounds like it's delicious.
That's sweet as fuck. Yeah.
I like sweet stuff.
When Skyrim, the new one, came out, the high def one or whatever they did,
Yeah.
my buddy Austin bought me this like I don't know what you call it, like a big tankard
Mm-hmm.
for my 21st birthday, and I never really use it. But I bought a whole bunch of mead and like I filled the tankard up and I played Skyrim Enhanced Edition or whatever it's called.
Oh.
It was the fucking best, dude. I was just a Nord, just swinging my goddamn hammer at people, like being drunk and shit.
Drinking drunk.
Yeah, yeah. On mead, dude. It was pretty damn fun.
Yeah.
They need to make Scrolls.
Huh?
They need to make another Elder Scrolls.
Yeah. Make it not as snowy. Like, not as... I don't know. I didn't like the fact that you're dealing all in fucking snow all the time.
I mean, only like the northern part was snowy, but I feel you. I get you.
You know, make it like a not overcast, like, fucking, it doesn't look like Strahd. Like, it's always overcast. It's never, like, just blue skies and sunny and...
They're probably gonna put the next one either in like the forest or the sea.
The sea could be interesting. The forest? I could see that too, but...
What's in the sea?
Like the I forget like what the red brands call it. Not the red brands, the red guard. The red guard live on a sea.
I thought they lived in Daggerfell.
Maybe I could be wrong. I thought who lives in the sea? It was either the Khajiit or the red guard.
Khajiit sell you skooma with a big discount.
It's just the mud crabs. It's just the whole mud crab race.
Yeah.
Mud crab.
Yeah, dude, they look like
Dude,
the guy
mud
that
crabs are
posted.
the real boss of that game. These things were bastards.
I don't know how they top it though. That's the thing. This is where I feel like they might be running into like a creative like, because this is like they had actual dragons that you could fight and shit. How do they?
I mean,
How do they top that?
Bring back the Dwemer.
The Dwynmer? Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
I really
Snow
like
elves.
Snow elves? Hell yeah.
I like that there were the
Not
portals.
the Faltmer or whatever. Falmer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have like so many of those dudes' ears in my pocket. Piles of that.
I did like like the archives and the like all the digs and shit that they had on Skyrim, but I think they need some more needed to be happier above ground. Like,
Their lives are miserable.
Yeah, Skyrim. Like I always felt super depressed playing the game because it was always.
Oh really?
It was always like real shitty out. It wasn't like blue skies and.
Maybe I'm used to Morrowind. I'm like, oh, you guys are so fucking happy. You guys are having a great time. Because Morrowind, it's like...
Oblivion wasn't bad either. Like, the skyboxes in Oblivion were at least different.
Oh, you mean the color of the sky? Okay.
Yeah, like, I always felt Skyrim was like gray skies. It was like constantly threatening to rain or snow or something.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Oblivion was all happy and stuff until the end, and then it was like all red.
Until Sean Bean died.
Yeah.
Spoilers if you haven't beat Oblivion.
No, there's no spoilers. Just if you haven't beat Oblivion, too bad. The game's been out for like years, like almost a decade.
Eric, what did you use the melon baller for?
The melon baller. Sounds like an ice cream.
I forget. Anyway.
Okay.
What is a melon baller?
It's a thing that you use to make balls out of melon.
So it's like a little
very
mini ice
much
cream scoop.
like a small ice cream scoop, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I never understood that. Just eat the damn melon.
It's easier to scoop out the melon. Like, it
There-
has sharper edges than a spoon.
Oh, I was gonna
But
say they
it's-
make a thing called a spoon.
Yeah, no, it has sharper edges, so
Oh.
you can scoop in, but you can also get to, like, the harder to reach spots because it's smaller.
Now the big question is, have you ever cut yourself on it?
Haven't yet.
Ah.
Just sharpen a spoon.
You reminded me I'm eating watermelon right now.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so
Sorry.
no, it's all good.
We
Sorry, I
kept
had to-
discussion rolling anyway, so that was kind of good.
Sweet. All right, so yeah, the party finishes eating their breakfast. Well, what's the first order of business for the day?
Mm,
Go to the guard.
sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. So yeah, you make your way out of the water and out into the streets of Valaki, with which you're not. I mean, you're not overly familiar with them quite yet. You've explored most of the east side of Valaki, but pretty much the entire western half kind of is a mystery to you at this point.
What is in the west? Like, is there any landmark? Like, is there a chapel, or is it like sea locked, or?
Okay. So, immediately when you walk out of the blue, you do see what looked like a looming, almost like a miniature cathedral off in the distance. It looks like some sort of place of worship. Beyond that, it's kind of hard to make out any distinct shapes in that direction.
Is it
I mean,
the tallest building by a bit?
Yeah, it's definitely the tallest. Clearly the most distinct, I suppose.
Hey guys, can we stop by the chapel first? I want to go up top and see if they'll let me go up top there, and I want to look out over the city and see if I can make sure that that's the right area that I want to put the stage. I think if I had a wider view of the city, I might be able to make sure that it's correct.
That's actually an intelligent idea.
I look at Yoan. Well, I'm not dumb.
Just telling you it's a good idea.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, thanks.
I would debate that other one later.
I'd say in the Yoan's head he is pretty dumb.
I just nod.
And then I will start heading out. And as I'm like opening the door, I go, I wonder if I can find some dream pastries around here. And I walk out and shut the door. And just kind of start kind of wandering off towards that area.
All right. Cool. So is everybody going with them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you make your way down the gently winding main street, Locky, passing by what looks like a number of residences. Some of them boarded up and seemingly abandoned, but most of them with at least some visible flickering light inside. Passing by a number of side streets and diversions from the main path, you along the way pass by what looks like a small detachment of guards, just a pair of somewhat individuals walking behind a rather tall, imposing figure. The glistening bald head, one one hand holding a rather large axe kind of hefted over his shoulder, and the other sort of holding his fur cloak closed in the sort of brisk morning air. But yeah, they just seem to be on their way off east somewhere. Continuing on, you eventually do round a bend and find yourselves at the Church of Saint Andral.
Huh.
Yeah.
Do I
They
know who
really-
Saint Andral is? Like, is Saint Andral just someone from this area?
Yes.
Okay.
I look at the name and just kind of scratch my chin. Be better if they called it Hall. St. Andral Hall. Oh well, I guess, like, the doors aren't locked, right? You can just, like, walk in.
I mean, you can walk up and give it a shot.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'll do that then.
Okay. Yeah, so you climb the handful of steps up to the main entrance of the church, and upon trying the doors, yeah, they swing right open. No lock or anything in place.
Alright. I will look back behind me to see if they're coming.
Affirmative.
Yep.
Okay, and I see them coming, I will kind of hold the door open for them and kind of step inside. I
All right.
don't burst into flame, do I?
You do not.
That is good.
Yeah, and you're even able to walk in without an invitation, so you're pretty sure you're not a vampire.
Good, good. That was my next question.
um,
Do
yeah.
both of my partners walk in without bursting into flame? Then are they allowed to walk in?
Would they like to walk in?
Malkar smokes a little bit.
You just hear a tss, and just see slight smoke rising off.
I'm just walking in behind him.
Okay.
I'm also interested in seeing the layout.
All right.
I'm going to go.
Okay. So yeah, you walk in, and immediately on either side of the hallway that you find yourself, there are flights of stairs that seem to kind of switch back about halfway up, lead to at least one more floor up top. The hallway ahead of you is lined with doors that lead to, judging by the size of the building, pretty small rooms. There appear to be 5 of those doors, 3 on the left, 2 on the right. Ahead, further beyond that, you see the sanctuary proper sort of open up for the remainder of this building. Unlike the church that you visited in the village of Barovia, this one is still at least mostly intact.
Is it quiet?
Pretty quiet. You do hear a couple of voices from within the sanctuary. Seems like there's just some hushed discussion going on.
I'm severely resisting the urge to just walk in and just, yeah! Just because of the acoustics. But
I start walking up the nearest staircase.
Okay.
I will follow.
All right. So yeah, you make your way up the stairs and find yourselves essentially in a hallway, kind of similar to the one downstairs, but considerably short. It opens to it's like a few more pews, kind of set up on a balcony that overlooks the sanctuary proper, and all around the landing at the very top of the stairs, there are a number of normal windows, the stained glass that lines the exterior of the sanctuary. And from there, you can get a pretty good view out on the town proper. Kind of, make out whatever it is you need to see.
Okay. I want to go higher. I want to go up by the bell. I'm
Okay.
looking around for a higher staircase, and if I don't see anything within probably about 5 minutes of looking, I'm gonna try to find somebody to help me.
Okay. Yeah, looking, you do see that essentially the stairs that you took up just continue. There does appear to be one more kind of small-ish section upstairs that it seems to go up to almost attic of sorts. And from your standpoint at the top of the stairs, it would appear you have to traverse this attic to reach where a bell might be.
Okay, going up.
Okay. Um, so yeah, you kind of walk. Well, you finish ascending the stairs, walk down the hallway, up basically another half floor. The attic area. You're kind of just in the rafters of the church at this point, and you do see, as you kind of keep your head low, there is a large bell situated near the wall.
Near the
Uh,
what?
the far wall, so like the back wall of the church.
Oh, it's in the back wall.
Yeah, so essentially it's up right above where somebody would preach from.
Oh. Hmm. Is there's not like a widow's peak on there, is it? I think that's what it's called. Whatever the peak is.
Yeah.
Like, is it open, though?
Yeah, the area around the bell seems to have been cleared out and kind of dressed up to a bit nicer than just some dusty old attic, which is the reality of what this thing is.
Alright, I'm gonna climb up next to the bell.
Okay.
And look out over the city and see what I can see.
Okay. So yeah, from that standpoint, uh,
I'm following him up there.
okay. Looking straight out, basically at the back of the church, you see almost immediately the walls of the town kind of running along the back of the church's property. Beyond that, just dense woods and what looks to be a road that extends north of town, quite some distance away, probably equidistant from the inn as the church is, but just to the north. To your left, you see the cemetery that's kind of, again, attached, kind of fenced in along the side of the church, and another road leading out of the lot.
No, like, wide
Lost
open...
Eric. Lost you. No. Get good.
Wow. Brutal. Yeah, I don't know what happened. There you go.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting. So I think my headset died and just...
Yep. It just died again.
Yeah, here we go.
Wait, I'm gone
Nope,
again?
you're good.
Not anymore.
Okay.
You are now back.
Alright.
It might have just been building up a little bit of charge.
Yeah, it's just weird because it normally notifies me when it's going out. But
Yeah. Mine's done
anyway,
that. Mine's died before like that too, and just not done anything.
okay. Well, anyway, let me know if I cut out again. I mean, I'm plugged in, so I don't know what the fuck I'd do about it, but you know.
Plug in harder.
Cry, drink away your woes.
There you go.
Sounds like a responsible thing to do.
Yeah, we have vodka.
Well, damn.
Come on with that.
So yeah, anyway, looking off to the west is the old Svalak Road, the extension of the road that you came in on, which is continuing on through the from your standpoint entering Valaki, what would be the far end, off presumably toward the winery and whatever else Barovia might have to offer.
Do I see any better flat open areas than the stockyard? From the standpoint?
Let's see. There are a few that are at least considerably more open. The stockyard, if you remember, is essentially like a storage facility, like a self-storage facility.
Yeah.
And it's got these little kind of shacks all over it that essentially serve as storage lockers. Um, all along the outer wall of the city, you see that there is a pretty sizable kind of open area between the last row of residences, kind of along the northwestern expanse of the wall. There are just a couple trees, but for the most part, it's just open grass. There also looks to be a stable of sorts, just down the road in the opposite direction, basically just past the inn from your stand.
Oh. Okay. Well, is Yoan up there with me?
Yes.
Wolver.
Okay. I looked at them and I said, well, I think that area out there, and I point towards the open area, might be better than the stockyard for putting on a show. What do you think?
I think so too.
Okay. So I'll have to change my place to there. This is a pretty cool looking view out here, isn't it? And I just kind of look back at both of them and just kind of sly grin and just snap my fingers and shoot a little firework out of the bell tower with prestidigitation.
I use control flame and catch some of the fire. Juggle it.
And it's just like snapping, just like a bottle rocket, just phew.
Just don't burn.
No, I
The
shot it.
chapel down.
I shot it like outside.
Yeah,
So.
but then he caught it
But he caught the flame.
and then juggled it.
Use control flame and snuff it out.
Hey, that's a pretty cool trick.
I forgot how to whisper, but I'd like to just investigate what's going on.
All right. Yeah, and for future reference, it's just /W, and if you want to whisper to me, you can just hit GM or type GM and whatever you want to say. But anyway, yeah. So the rest of the party that has convened up by the bell hears footsteps coming up the stairs from which they entered.
Look at Melkar. Way to go! You got us in trouble.
I cast darkness on my staff.
Oh,
What?
What?
my full water bottle almost tipped over on my phone.
Oh, that wouldn't have been good.
Well, was it closed?
No,
Oh. That would not have been good.
I just opened it.
Right.
Cast,
Sorry.
cast darkness on myself.
Cast darkness on yourself.
Wait,
Yes.
Like on my staff.
there's a 15-foot circle, right?
15-foot radius, so it's 30-foot wide. And it can bend around corners.
As soon as it starts, as soon as that happens, and I stop seeing something, I'm just like, oh my god, I'm blind. What? I didn't know you hated me that much. Hello? Is anybody there? Oh boy.
You can do his mind. Say, be
Am I-
quiet.
So, am I hearing the screams?
Yes.
Okay, I start running up the stairs.
I hear him, somebody say, be quiet in my head. I'm like, what? Hello? What? Who? Melkar, is that you?
All right. So yeah, at this point, Blacklight has made his way up to the top floor and is kind of, I would assume, just peering into the kind of attic crawl space thing that extends out over the sanctuary, and you just see this especially darkness at the far wall.
You see fairy fire come out of it.
Okay.
Trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. I try to light up the area.
So I think Blacklight in this kind of situation, he would be kind of a little afraid, especially what he knows from
Yeah.
Father Lucian.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be like, his worst fears have been realized, and he's gonna be like, "They're here!" And he's gonna don his shield, and he's just gonna attack at the darkness
Who are?
with
What?
his mace.
Who's here? What? Hello?
All right, so the party that's kind of just hanging out in the darkness hears now this yell from across the attic, and what sounds like the brandishing of, like, pulling out of a weapon of some sort, and just the thumping creaks as someone makes their way across the attic toward them.
I can see this, right? Since I'm like,
Yes.
I want to keep myself, like, away from them, but still in the darkness.
Okay.
It's casted
How
on
would
my
you-
staff.
What was that?
Because it's casted onto my staff.
Oh, wait a second. I got rid of it with fairy fire.
Does it get rid of it?
For the duration, objects and affected creatures shed dim light in a 10-foot radius.
But this is like magical darkness.
Yes,
Right.
but it says non-magical light can't illuminate it,
Oh, okay.
which means magical light can. So we all just light up like Christmas trees.
If you fail a dexterity saving throw.
I purposely do not. Like, I purposely
Okay.
fail. So,
Would anybody else like to make a dex save?
I mean, I don't mind being, well, I don't want to be lit up, so. Or, yeah, I
too
guess I'll
bad,
light
you
up.
are lit up.
Okay.
Wait, how are you even firing it at whoever?
What do you
Shouldn't
mean?
even be able to see.
I fired it on myself. It's a range of 60 foot.
It's 20-foot cube.
Yeah, I
Oh,
put it on
okay.
myself, so it's 20-foot cube. So actually, Blacklight, or, he lights up too. And I
Wouldn't it be
just
like
see like a silhouette. What?
Wouldn't it be basically like a dome? Because my thing is 30-foot wide total.
Mine's just a cube right on top of myself. So anybody within 20 or within.
So it still looks dark from the outside.
10
but on the
foot.
inside-
Yeah, it would look dark on the outside. So I would probably rush in, and then as I walk into the lit area, I'd probably kind of hesitate a moment and be like, "What is going on here?" and try to command silence and respect, and just to slow down the situation.
By the way, everybody is outlined in green.
Okay.
So that failed at least. So you just see me like looking around, just helplessly like, "Hello, is anybody there? I still can't see."
I mean, I'm glowing, so you see me.
Yeah, and then I look at you. Oh, Yoan. Oh, you're glowing. Okay. look at my own hands. I'm glowing as well. Oh, okay. There's Melkar, and then I look back and do I see another figure there?
I mean, was he within your cube?
Probably not, since
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Oh no! Oh,
You-
okay.
They
Yeah.
ran in. Is there a way? I don't want to meta game. Is there a way for Malakar to dispel it?
I think so. But yeah, it's a concentration up to 10 minutes.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you just drop concentration.
Yeah, but I'm gonna I'll take it until I get some answers. I'm just gonna take my my mace and kind of point it pointy end at at the people that I see, demanding answers.
I can't see you, so. Oh.
I'm just
Yeah.
following him and I point to Ron.
None of us can see you. You're just.
I
I
can
can't.
see him.
Hey, mysterious person. Can you see? I can't see right now.
I guess that's a question. Can I see them? I guess if they're lit up.
Well, I'm just
No,
asking
I
if you
can.
can see in general.
Yeah, I mean, once you've kind of penetrated the sphere of darkness,
Yeah.
you can see them outlined, and you can see, since they emanate light, you can see within 10 feet of anyone
10 foot of
who's.
dim light, whoever is
Yeah.
affected by it.
Yeah, so anyone who's lit up actually kind of acts as at least a low range light source, so you can kind of see. And
Yeah.
actually, anyone can see at least by that light.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And yeah, so I would say yes, I can see. Now, what is going on here? Answer fast.
I have no idea.
We were just looking out at the town when we heard your footsteps, and then darkness descended.
Oh, so I wasn't the only one who went blind. I'm glowing because of fairy fire. But I don't know why everything went dark. I thought I went blind.
Okay. And I think Blacklight just kind of looks confused. It's like, what are you doing here?
Oh, I was looking. I needed to get a high vantage point to look out over the city to see if I had chosen the right spot for my concert that I'm putting on.
It's like, you're a musician?
Yes, I am a bard. My name is Ron Fosborn, and I reach out to, so I can see him, right? Or no?
That depends. If he would like to be within 10 feet, he can kind of step into the light that's being cast, or he can stay out.
Yeah, can I see Melkar or whatever?
You'd be able to see all three of us.
Yeah.
Okay. am I able to roll like a, I don't know, like Arcana or something to figure out what the heck's going on here? The light.
Yeah, go ahead and call it an Arcana check.
Okay, I got 0 on it, but let's try it.
Okay, so yeah, I would take the first roll. Yeah, you have a pretty good idea that somebody here cast a darkness spell, and well, depending on whether it was cast at a particular point or an object, it could either be static or follow the caster.
Okay. And did I notice it follow Melkar when he moved? Or I guess, the figure in dark?
I mean, it's hard to tell being inside the darkness.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, true. All right. I'll say we can continue this conversation as soon as you dispel this magic.
Okay, and I snap my fingers and fairy fire is gone.
Oh God.
We're back to complete
sneak out.
blackness.
Sneaking out. So I can
Wait,
see
so you're sneaking out, which means since it's on your staff, the darkness kind of follows you out.
I just disappear with the dark.
he just starts tiptoeing away. with the
Okay.
darkness.
Yeah, so I guess it's like the darkness shroud kind of leaves, I guess it's gonna be Ron and is it Awen? There's a
Yoin.
Yowen. Yeah, Yolen are there.
And you see me just kind of standing there with my arm outstretched, like I'm trying to shake your hand.
Yeah, and I think you guys will see. You see kind of like this this like man, like 6'1", obviously a cleric of this temple that you're in. Maybe you walked across some of the holy symbols of the sun, kind of like gleaming over like a field, but his shield has that holy symbol on it. He's holding a mace. And you can look at the icon. He doesn't have his wings on right now, but you can tell he looks maybe like a little bit too perfect as far as humans go.
I can't actually see your picture.
Yeah. How do I? I'll just copy paste it.
It's like a little tiny. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, and I think he just asks, like, now that's over with. Musician,
Yes.
welcome to the temple of Saint Andral.
Do I notice that Malkar is gone?
I would say that would be easy enough to notice. Yeah.
And I'm looking around. Oh wow, I can see. Wow. Okay, I can see again. Thank you. Yes, my name is Ron, and I'll like kind of walk down the steps and go to shake his hand.
Damn it, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think Blacklight would shake your hand, and then I guess if the darkness, when does the darkness reappear in this exchange?
Just as it's happening, but you're not enveloped in it. It's like stopped right outside of you.
I imagine like a little kid walking with like a clothes basket over their head or something, and that's like what Malkar's doing, just kind of walking around, bumping into walls and shit. Although he can see. But,
Yeah, he could see.
But it's still like a little kid walking around with a basket on his head.
Yeah, and he's like, I think he quotes something, it was like, as Father Lucen would say, like, forgiveness is the key of morning and the bolt of the evening. And just quote some religious scripture.
I agree with that. Yes. By the way,
I roll my eyes at Ron.
You seem like you said you're a cleric of this temple, correct?
I don't think he said it, but like he definitely is wearing the garb
of
the temple, and he's like, but yeah, I think he was just, yes, I'm an acolyte here.
Oh, good.
Temple.
Could you spare a couple days, possibly? I need somebody who's been around here that knows the area a little better to show me around a little bit, so I can get an idea of what I need to arrange.
Yeah, I think Blacklight kind of nods a little bit. He's like, perhaps we can assist each other. You see, there's something that our temple needs help with.
Oh?
And I know at least one of you is a powerful magician here. Power could be useful.
Oh, stop.
You just hear my chuckling from darkness. Laughs and hidden.
I was just gonna say that.
You see me do like that, oh stop, and then as I wave my hand, a little bout of sparks fly off.
I think Blacklight's so impressed.
I shake my hand, whoops, sorry.
Yeah, and yeah, I think at this point, Blacklight reaches out to Yoen and to grasp their hand and just like, pleased to meet you. Are you with this one?
I reach out my hand also to shake, and I say, as much as with anyone.
He talks to animals.
He nods. He's like, that's wise. We must work out our own salvation and not depend on others. And then just some more like scripture reading stuff.
Dude, it's like a walking Bible.
Yeah. And then he turns, is like, perhaps you've been sent to us. We may find out soon. Only the gods know. But come with me to see Father Lucen.
Okay. Melkar, you might want to turn your darkness off there.
Never.
Okay. Well, can you at least walk behind us so I can see where I'm going, please?
I get closer to you, envelop you in the darkness, and dispel it.
You see, as soon as you dispel it, you see me. I prestidigitation, like just a little piece of wood that I found, and I lit it on fire. And I was like essentially holding a torch in the darkness, trying to see if I could see. And then as you just see me holding this little piece of wood that's on fire, looking around. Oh, and I just look at the torch and snap my fingers and it goes out.
I think if you insist on having the darkness, I think Blacklight says like, out of respect, friend, before we see the Father, please dispel your darkness. We would not like to cause a pause for dramatic effect stir.
I dispel it.
Okay. In that case, I kind of I lead them. I warily put the shield back on my back and put my mace on my hip and then say follow me, and I lead them to Father Lucian downstairs.
All right. Yeah, so you proceed back down and to the ground floor where you initially entered the church. And yeah, as you look around, you do see a number of the holes to which your new cleric friends sort of alluded. Many of them a bit more crude in design than the ones that you see kind of emblazoned on his own gear. Many of them here are just pieces of iron just bent into the vague shape of the sun, almost in a way that suggests that just this place seems decades, maybe even centuries or so behind the times, so to speak. So you're looking at, I guess, more primitive versions of what, especially I would say, Ron has probably seen in his travels, given the number of people he's probably consorted with in some capacity.
Hey, Blacklight, is this place hurting for money?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
He's like, I've only been here for a short amount of time, but yes, this area, it's hurting for lots of things. Money, not being chief among them, but definitely something large.
Okay, yeah. I was just wondering why your armor was so much more detailed than theirs. That makes sense. Carry on, Derek. Sorry.
No, that's. I mean, I bring that stuff up so you discuss stuff. But all right, so yeah, you carry on back through the hallway and into the sanctuary proper, where you see elderly, um, light man, kind of hunched over the altar at the church, seemingly just reciting some sort of prayer, just kind of
Yeah.
muttering under his breath.
Yeah, I think I kind of slow my gait a little bit. Tell the guys to kind of stay where they're at, and like softly walk up to him, and just just interrupt him slightly to tell them that they're there.
Okay. And yeah, as this exchange goes on, he finishes his prayer. Very slowly, deliberately, making sure that he finishes what he started. But then, very slowly but purposefully, sort of this serene, calm, and just smoothness of action, he brings his gaze up to first his acolyte, then to take in the motley crew that stands before him. And he looks over at Blacklight and who are these?
Yeah. So Blacklight says, was it not in your sermon last week where you said that ask and the sun will provide for us? I feel that these are the adventurers that we seek. They were up in the attic.
Odd place, to be sure. No matter. So, well, why do you think you're here? And he kind of looks at the party.
Oh, I'm here to take a look at the rest of. I was here to look out the bell tower. I don't know. I look at Yoan. Why are we here?
The whims of a demon.
Oh.
The sickly one has a point. He looks around like he doesn't realize he just said something offensive.
I just my mouth is just in a straight line and my teeth are noticeable.
Real quick, am I allowed to see if my character recognizes what that phrase means?
Yeah.
All right, do I need to roll for that? Would that be? What would that be?
So let's see. You're just talking about his calling Yoan sickly looking?
No. Before that, was it like the something of the demon?
The whims of a demon. Yeah, it's easy enough to gather. Knowing that the entirety of Barovia is more or less at the whim of Strahd in some sense or another. Yeah, that's a pretty easy conclusion to draw.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay then. I guess Blacklight would just react a little bit, just kind of like a little bit like kind of like an upset child, like he knows it's true but doesn't want to believe it, and just kind of goes back to standing.
All right, and going on. Father Lucian is just he says, yes, unfortunately, the Devil Strahd does bear a great amount of power in this realm, but well, there are still a few bastions of hope, safety. That is all I can really ask for at this point, but it would seem that some servant of the Dark Lord has seen fit to rob us even of that. He kind of gives a meaningful look over to Blacklight, like, I think you might be right, and I'm gonna tell these guys. And he looks back over to the party and says, surely my acolyte here would not have brought you down to confer with me if he didn't think, if he didn't think that the Morning Lord hadn't brought you here for, or that the Morning Lord has brought you here for some reason. It so happens that we are in a time of need here at the church, and well, you certainly don't seem the type to ally yourselves with evil entities such as those that haunt the streets and the woods at night.
I just let out a little.
I accidentally may have made a deal with Strahd. We'll get to that in a minute. Carry on.
he pauses and kind kind of glances over at Blacklight again, like, really? This is what you're bringing me?
Yeah, I think he kind of shrugs a little bit, like Kay from Men in Black when he first brings Jay in.
All right. And he looks over the party once more and says, "The security to which I referred, uh, quite literally, the means of sanctifying this ground and ensuring it remains a holy place, impenetrable to the forces of darkness. The, well, the means to do so seem to have been taken from us. And I'm at a loss, to say the least. I fear that should we go for much longer without this security, we open ourselves to, well, the wrath of this Dark Realm's master."
So you just need like a bouncer or two to sit by the door and watch, right? That's usually what happens when they need more security for us.
Well,
I believe they need a bit more than that.
Oh, well, have you tried barring the doors?
indeed, indeed we have, but as
It
well,
does sound like that confessor is really confessing hard. I want to check on that weeping lady. That sounded like a demon.
I guess I have to go again. So I'll be back.
Alright.
Alright.
I was so tempted when the priest guy was talking, when he mentioned the word darkness. I was just gonna be like, did someone say darkness? And then like clap my hands above my head and just make it dark.
Also, Alex, sorry if it's a lot of RP. This is just, it's a lot of me being stupid, but...
No, it's fine.
It's a lot of me. Just imagine every time you say something stupid, I close my eyes and count to 3.
Yeah, right.
That's the face that I'm making every single time.
And I swear it's not meant to piss you off or anything. It's just...
I know, but my character's temper is a bit short.
Oh, I know. I'll probably end up getting on the wrong side of the temper once or twice.
I think Blacklight's temper is probably like the opposite of short, but he's definitely probably giving you like some eyes, like, hey man, just, wait till the father finishes. Kind of like, come on, just not like pleading eyes, like, come on man, I'm trying to give you a huge favor, I'm vouching for you.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I'm pretty much done cutting in and being stupid. But I mean, that's exactly what he would say. Is my character would just be like, well, here's a solution. I'm at 7 wisdom, by the way.
Oh hell yeah.
So that's why I'm playing him as I am playing him. He's pretty smooth talker, but he just doesn't say the right shit all the time.
He's like Gaston.
Yeah, wait, that's the dude who's the gay dude from Beauty and the Beast, right?
The guy that wants to marry Belle.
Oh, it's the...
LeFou. LeFou is the gay dude.
Yeah.
Okay, Gaston is the guy he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, no one's...
Yeah.
As Gaston.
Yeah, that guy. Okay. He's... Okay. I don't know. I haven't seen that movie.
Your intelligence is low, but your charisma's pretty high. It's just Belle doesn't like you.
Well,
LeFeur's intelligence is a bit higher. He at least knows how to rhyme.
My wisdom is low. I'm not very wise. I don't...
Well, he doesn't know how to spell... Gaston or something at the very end.
Yeah, but he can
I
rhyme.
just realized I'm
how
illiterate.
how many people in France know how to write during that time period?
How many people in
Anyone.
France know how to write now?
More
Um,
than that time period.
Go.
Eric, are you confuzzled?
I've just come to accept that you talk about weird shit when I'm gone.
Yes. Yes, we
Me
do.
or as a group?
Both?
Yeah?
Oh, okay. Have you seen Deadpool the musical?
What? That's a thing? I have to see
No,
this.
the YouTube video.
Yeah.
I will
But
see
have you
this.
seen it?
No.
I will share it. It is fantastic.
I shall watch this afterward.
Right. So anyway. Yeah, Father Lucian continues on, saying, "The bones of Saint Andral himself rested under the floorboards of this very church until quite recently. Only a few days ago did I notice that one of the boards was, well, slightly askew, and I went to ensure that nothing had been tampered with, and found the bones have been stolen. By whom, I can't say I'm sure. The only one that can remember mentioning this to even at all recently was little Yeska, but he doesn't seem the type to, well, steal, let alone steal from the church. Steal a holy item at that. It would seem that perhaps the boy was not as capable of keeping secrets as perhaps I had trusted him to be. And, well, I think he told the wrong person. That person, in turn, well, did the wrong thing. So, I suppose what I'm asking of you is ensure the ongoing sanctuary that this church provides to all who believe in the Morning Lord by finding and returning these bones to bring back the consecration upon this ground and keep the forces of darkness at bay.
Yeah, sounds okay. I can do that.
I think as soon as he says that, Blacklight looks over and is like has like a see, look what I told you kind of look about him.
By the way, just so you know, we're holding a concert northwest end of the city at some point. Let you know more details, but it's a free concert for all the villagers. I just kind of give him a thumbs up.
I give a grave nod to the priest and then look at Ron and say, "This is not the time."
Oh, really? Okay. And I just kind of like drop my thumbs up, like yeah pose, and just kind of stand there.
Okay. What's Melkar doing through all of this?
Just shaking my head in disbelief.
So you said this little kid. Where do you know where I could find him? We could find him.
Why, yes, his family lives just down the road, 2 houses down from the church. There's a row house next door, but the small hovel beyond that is his family home. Please try to be gentle. He is a good boy, if perhaps a bit irresponsible.
And is that to the right or the left?
As you exit the church, it will be a left turn back toward the center of town, and it'll be the second residential building on your left.
Okay. Okay. And I will turn and walk straight into Yoan, who I'm assuming is standing like pretty much behind me.
I was standing off to the side of you.
Okay, well I will turn and walk into Melkar. I'll walk into whoever is standing like closest to me. Just walk straight into them. Oh, sorry, didn't see you there. And then walk around them, and then awkwardly kind of walk out.
And at this point, Father Lucian looks over at Blacklight and says, "Would you be so kind as to assist them in their endeavors? Clearly, they've come and agreed to help us, but in sort of a hushed tone, he I fear this one might not last without help."
And yeah, so I think Blacklight, takes his fist and kind of, puts it to his chest, kind of respect, and nods and says, as you wish. And then he walks over to Ron and clasps him on the shoulder and says, "Come, I shall accompany you."
Oh, great, good. You seem nice. And I'm just as we're walking out, I'm just kind of babbling about pretty much nothing, just.
Oh god.
You just see, like, a relieved look on my face that I now don't have to be the only one to deal with Ron's stupidity.
Yeah, I think Blacklight has this kind of like almost like paternal, like patient smile as he kind of like nods his head as like Ron, just kind of rambles, and I guess he walks over to the family home.
Also, my incompetence caused us to gain a party member.
That's one way to look at it.
Yeah. As we walk out the door, I'm going to take a right and start walking to the right.
I'd like to stop him before he makes that mistake.
Oh, right. Yes, sorry. Walk the right way.
You guys ever play Undertale?
Yes, I love that game.
At the very beginning, how like the goat mom was like super like, oh, you just don't go over there. That's kind of me.
Yeah.
Instance.
That's gonna be great because that's kind of how my character is too. Just doing.
I'm just escorting you in the correct place.
All right, and I'll go to the left once he stops me.
All right. So yeah, it's like maybe 100 feet down the road, and you see this small, like barely held together by, well, God knows what. Probably a lot of prayer and well,
Duct tape.
yes, medieval duct tape. There seem to be just a number of splintered boards kind of just nailed together for support to keep this thing from just collapsing in on itself. The entire home is probably maybe 15 by 15 feet. And certainly not a not a mansion by any stretch of the imagination.
I'd like to cast Mending on some cracks in the boards and whatever other minor damage I can see.
Okay.
Boost it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Blacklight noticed kindness. And
I kind of step back, examine the whole thing, and just kind of snap my fingers. Go, oh, got it, and cast Prestidigitation on the doorknob and clean the doorknob off.
All right.
Just stand back triumphantly that I noticed that and was able to clean that off.
Okay, so there is a slightly less shitty hovel with a very clean doorknob.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, I think I'll knock on the door, or what constitutes a door.
Okay. So
Oh,
yeah,
not too
Blacklight
hard.
walks up and yeah, maybe gingerly walks or knocks on the door. Um, and yeah, it does seem
Is
to kind
it
of
is it like dirty?
uh, yeah.
Would I be able to cast this and make it less dirty?
Sure. So you just see some of the dirt kind of up and move away from the structure, just kind of tumbling back down to the ground, and well, it's at least a few shades lighter now.
Wow, we stay here any longer, we're gonna make this place resellable on the Asian market. Because it's a tiny little area and it looks cool.
All right.
Yes.
I have no idea where this is coming.
I don't know either.
We're just randomly making this hovel look better.
Yeah.
Prestidigitation, everything.
Nope, I did the doorknob, that's all I need.
Okay.
I think a Blacklight says some sort of like scripture about leaving places that you've been better than how they were when you got there.
Okay.
And then yeah,
All right. So yeah, you knock on the door, and you hear this very timid voice from inside. Yes, who is it?
it's like, it is Blacklight, little Yeska. I've come here with some adventurers. I'd like to talk to you.
Yeska. Sorry. Got it. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, after your introduction, given that that's somebody with whom Yeska is familiar, he kind of cracks the door open a little bit. Just enough to kind of peek his head out, and he kind of looks inquisitively up at the pretty imposing-looking cleric, and yeah,
I try to smile and like look as soft as I can, as welcoming or not as imposing.
all right. I mean, for somebody who stands like a full twice his height, you're doing the best you can. But
I have a question.
yeah,
How tall is everyone?
Blacklight 6'1".
I am also 6'1".
I'm like 5-6 foot area, just kind of tall and kind of lanky though.
So somewhere we're all around 6 feet.
Yes.
Okay.
About this time, you hear "Chirp" behind Blacklight. It's just me shooting off another prestidigitation firework.
okay. The door promptly slams closed.
Oh.
Blacklight kneels down this time and kind of pleads through the door. Come on, Yeska. They're friendly people. He was just trying to cheer you up.
All right. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Not too
Alright.
impressive, I guess.
Yeah, he kind of gingerly opens the door, even less this time. He's just kind of peeking out like with one eye. And what do you want?
We'd like to talk to you about, and I kind of start whispering, the bones of Saint Andral.
All right. He takes a visible nervous gulp, and kind of slowly, with almost a sense of resignation, just kind of pulls it far enough open for all of you to make your way inside if you would so choose.
Yeah, I kind of beam at him, and I just stand up and walk in this time, and I kind of like gesture the rest of the party to kind of walk in as well. Are there chairs?
There are 3 rickety wooden chairs around. Well, it's essentially a crate being used as a table.
Okay. Yeah. So I purposely, talked to Yeska. Or, well, first off, is there anybody else in there except for Yeska?
No, he is
Okay.
currently alone at home.
All right. I tell Yeska, I ask like, may I? And I point towards one of the rickety chairs.
And he just kind of nods.
All right. And I kind of thank him and I sit down.
Okay.
You are in heavy armor.
I know.
Certainly, the chair certainly protests a bit, but you're still sitting on a chair, so so far so good.
Does the chair look like the wood is like splintered or cracked or anything like that?
Uh, yeah, it looks like it's just kind of been banged around a bit, and
I'll
is
use
just
mending.
generally old and aged. What?
I use mending and fix.
Okay.
I imagine the chair's at your dad's house, bro. Something like that.
The legs are all wobbly and shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, there's a slightly less shitty chair.
I walk in and is Yeska look kind of dirty?
A little bit.
I look at him and cast prestidigitation and clean him up.
Okay.
Do you warn him before you do it, or do you just cast it?
Yeah, I did. I just cast it.
Oh god.
So as you kind of like make a gesture and it becomes apparent that you're casting something on him, he like his eyes go wide and he immediately darts behind Blacklight.
Yeah. I think I'm surprised as well, and I turn to Ron. I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, I was just going to cast prestidigitation and clean him up.
Let's save some of the trick for later, shall we? Let's
Oh.
let's talk to Yeska for now, and I kind of pat Yeska kind of reassuringly on the back.
Okay.
Maybe give him like a little look like, "Hey, sorry, man, I just met these guys." Like, yeah, I guess sit down. I'm like, and I guess I ask him, just to kind of make sure we're like level set. That so I'm sure you've heard from the father about the bones.
He just nods, kind of looking down at the floor.
He's like, yeah, and I think he sees, that he's kind of ashamed or whatever, and he says like some sort of religious quote about like, all can be forgiven, as long as we repent or something like that.
Mhm.
And then he asks, is like, do you remember anyone that you spoke with after Father Lucian told you about the bones?
He hesitates from nods again.
Okay. I think Blacklight, he he kind of kneels a little bit closer, just to try and be as like gentle as possible. Ask him, who was it? Can you tell us? We promise to protect you.
He looks up, just making direct eye contact with Blacklight now. This is. You sure?
And he says, he says some sort of religious quote about like how everything under the sun is protected, and like super confident, like I got you, fam.
Oh yes, very powerful. I kind of just half-heartedly flex, act like I'm flexing from behind him. Flex with my 11 strength.
There's just the faintest movement as he flexes. You can see, maybe it was a twitch or maybe it was actually a bicep. You're not sure.
Basically, and I'm attempting to kind of be funny to the kid.
Okay.
So
At that point, I am standing behind you and I actually flex my 17 strength muscles.
You just see mine slowly sag a little, and you're.
I'm doing it behind you so
I
that
know.
you don't see it.
I know, but I'm flexing and it just sags as you're flexing behind me. You just,
And I give a small smile, saying, kind of just trying to imply that it's like, even though he's not strong, I am.
Okay.
You use prestidigitation to make a small fire appear, and then use control flame to turn it into a little fireball and twirl it around.
He nervously watches the fireball floating around his entirely wooden house.
Yeah.
I just have like a Fate music playing, just do like elevator music.
So there's like a discussion going on in the fucking circus going on in the background.
Right, pretty much.
Telling me.
I think Blacklight does his best to like not be distracted and try to stay in that like reassuring moment. And he says something like, "Remember, in Lathander 31:6, it is said that for the strong and courageous, do not be afraid or terrified because of them. For Lathander, the Morning Lord, goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you."
All right, and Yeska just kind of nods again and looks up at Blacklight and says, "I think it was Mr. Milivoj."
Do I know who Mr.
Spelling.
Milivoj is?
Indeed, you do.
That?
Just like that, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Damn.
Very nice.
Okay, so this, I think you told me about this before. The Gravekeeper guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are there any windows in this little hut?
Nope.
Okay.
Just a strangely specific question.
I mean, how do they see anything inside the hut without candles?
I mean, they do have like a small fireplace where they're just,
Okay.
yeah.
So there is fire in this all wood already.
Yeah.
Yes. Just
Okay.
not typically floating around the room.
Yeah, as I said, Melkar's like throwing it around the room. I imagine
There's
you're
a
just
place
sitting-
for fire. The fire is no longer in the place for the fire.
It's like he's got like a bouncy ball that's light up in a dark room. And I imagine that's what he's doing with the fire. Just kind of like bouncing it off the walls.
Does
Not
anybody
catching, but...
Does anybody ask who like Milivoj is? Because I think Blacklight, he kind of already knows. His eyes would kind of like widen.
I don't, did we hear that conversation, or was that all?
I don't know. Were you fucking around that much?
No, I'm wondering, like, were you talking to him, like, quietly, or was it, like, just a full-on conversation?
I wouldn't say like he wasn't whispering. He was being like a gentle voice, like
Okay.
just trying to keep it like
Yeah, more trying to be soothing than
Yeah.
secretive.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I wasn't... Okay. So I'll say, who's this Milivoj?
Okay, and I think Blacklight, turns to Ron. He's like, he's an orphaned groundskeeper. He tends to the church's, graves.
Oh. So he's... Okay.
And then I think at that point, I turned back to Yeska and I asked him, when did you speak to Milivoj? And what did he ask you?
Um, he seems a little hesitant. But he kind of squirms a little.
I pull out a ration and I to him.
Okay. So yeah, he kind of digs into the food a little bit, and as he's kind of chewing, he just says, he basically just says it kind of came out in discussion one day, like he wasn't really even asked about it so much as just he mentioned it to Milovaj one day, and that was probably 3-4 days ago.
Okay. And when did we discover that the things were gone?
About in the last 2 or 3 days.
Okay. Interesting. He's like, well, thank you, Yeska. We'll leave you be. If you need anything, if you ever feel scared, you would always come to the church. And and I think I like look to the rest of the party and is like, come, let us talk to Milovaj.
Before I leave, I reach in my pocket and pull out the nesting dolls and hold them out and offer them to him. Yeska.
Okay. And yeah, he kind of sets what he's got left of his food on the little crate table thing and walks over, kind of gingerly takes the nesting dolls from your hands. Kind of starts taking them apart, looking at the next one and the next one, the next one. And there's kind of this almost absent-minded kind of smile on his face as he's looking at the dolls, and he goes to like put them all back together and hand them back up to you after kind of admiring.
And I kind of say that like no, keep them. I'm not a bad guy. I'm sorry to have scared you.
All right, and yeah, then he kind of sets them down, like walks over and kind of gives you a quick little hug around the waist.
And actually, let me what's your favorite type of food, Yeska?
He sits and thinks for a minute. Says, beef stew.
Okay, and I'll say, watch this. I'm gonna make this ration, whatever it is. I'll say I'm gonna make this taste like beef stew, and I will cast prestidigitation on it to make it taste like beef stew.
I want to cast prestidigitation to make it taste like feces.
Oh no.
Oh, you would.
Okay. So
I'm gonna break a little piece off and take a taste.
all right. So yeah, Yeska's kind of he's like looking at it hesitantly. Like, are you fucking with me right now? And so are you gonna wait for him to take a bite, or are you gonna take a bite first and show him?
I break a little tiny piece off and take a bite, and then I hand it away to him.
All right. Yeah, it definitely does not taste like beef stew.
Ooh, hang on a minute. Something must have went wrong, and I think real hard, and I'll cast prestidigitation on it again. For beef stew.
His like fingers are up to his like head like Piccolo.
Yeah, I'm just like I really concentrate on it. Like, this is gonna be the best fucking beef stew he ever had.
Okay. And yeah, so then he takes the ration and takes just like a little nibble bite, and then his eyes just go wide like, whoa. And he just looks up at you and says, thank you.
You're welcome. And then I will leave.
Okay.
That was fucking close. Damn it,
Yeah. I guess just real quick, while I assume we're walking back to the church now. Just real is that what the rest of the party wants to do?
I'm following you. I think
Yeah.
you said that you were gonna have a.
Go talk to Milovaj. Okay, yeah. So quickly, while we're walking, I just want to ask, what's my what do I know of Milovaj? I know he cleans the grounds. I know he's an orphan guy, and but is he how does he like me? Would it be a similar response when I talk to him as it was like when I talked to Yeska, or is it going to be a little bit more like angry, angsty teen kind of thing.
I mean, I guess I wouldn't go that far as to say like angsty teen, but he's certainly a little more jaded. Kind of just like many residents of Rovia, just kind of beat down, almost like a depressive personality kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily like outwardly hostile to anyone, but just overall not a pleasant person to be around, if that makes sense.
Okay. All right. And does he live in the church, or does he have a hut nearby, or?
He lives in a hovel down the street.
Okay. Yeah. Then I walk up, and then I guess I say to the crew is like, Molovich, he's a little. He's seen a lot in his life, so we have to be a little bit more careful when we talk to him if we want to, learn what he knows.
I would like to look Blacklight directly in the eyes.
Sure, you can look directly in my eyes.
No, I think Eric knows what that is.
Oh, okay.
What? You have that on this character too?
Yeah, so Blacklight, upon kind of just having this weird, awkward, prolonged eye contact thing with Ron, sees that as kind of dopey and absent-minded at times as this guy is, he's seen some stuff. You're not entirely sure what, but he's been through some shit.
Okay. So I'm just noticing this about him when I'm looking
Yeah.
at him?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just kind of just became apparent to you.
Okay. Yeah, so I kind of nod, as we share this tender moment together, and I say, perhaps we can draw on some of your experiences to reach Milovage.
Maybe.
Yeah, he kind of nods.
And then just gesture. Go ahead and lead on.
Awesome. Yeah, so I kind of do the same. I walk up to the hut. This time, I think I'm a little bit less gentle. I kind of knock on the door, while standing, not kneeling, and I just say, "Hello, Milovage. Or Milovage, are you here?"
Yeah, and you hear the like tinkling of shattered glass as somebody seems to get up off of a creaky piece of furniture and kind of drag their way across the small hovel to the door. And with this like grating screech, the knob turns, and Milovage pokes his head out. Kind of just this constantly like male equivalent of resting bitch face.
Yeah.
With dark parted hair, just kind of giving you that like furrowed eyebrow stink eye thing. Yes, what do you want?
Milovage, we've heard that you learned of something recently, and perhaps you can help us find. At all, and check to see if he's
Yeah, absolutely.
okay. Big money.
Bullshit.
Okay. And he's
My
like,
Discord crashed on me a second ago. What did I miss? Sorry.
So I asked if he knew anything. I asked perhaps you could help us with something that was lost from the church. I didn't outright say it was the bones. And he says, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I rolled insight, and I rolled a 19, and found out that he's got something. He's Transformers. There's more than meat size
Okay.
going on here.
Thank you. Sorry, I just
Um,
I My Discord was fucked up.
Yeah, I think Blacklight would frown here and says, "I think you know more than what you're letting on, Milovich. Come on, uh, there's forgiveness in everything. Let us know so we can solve the problem."
He says, I'm telling you, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Hmm. He's like, "May we come inside and talk?"
He just kind of gives you this look like, what, you're inviting yourself into my house now? As he stands there, he just kind of takes this deep, like, what do you want?
He's like, "You know what I want," and I get a little bit more serious, right? Well, this is like Blacklight is no longer fucking around.
When I hear him yell, can that kind of shock me and I start paying attention? Can I do an Arcana check to see if I sense any magic, anything around?
Sure. What do you want? Okay, yeah, you're not picking anything up.
Okay, I just didn't know if the bones might be magical.
No, if they are, it would seem they're not here.
Okay. Yeah, this is what I might be. Okay, yeah. I'll see if I can at least like either intimidate or persuade him to let us in or whatever, and have like a longer conversation more than just GTFO, mate.
I would like to hum behind Blacklight and give him bardic inspiration on that persuasion roll.
Okay.
Okay, and I don't know either one. Which one would you like me to roll? Because I'm being kind of scary. I don't know if it's persuasion. I don't know if it's intimidation.
Yeah, if you're taking the scary route, I'd call it intimidation.
Okay.
I'm humming dramatic music behind him.
Okay.
Oh shit, dude.
And
Can I-
get a...
Do I roll another one?
What is my bardic inspiration? Is it a d6?
Well, he doesn't have to use it right now, doesn't?
Yeah, he doesn't have to.
No.
Yeah,
I like
but
you- Okay, well, if you'd like to, then yeah, look up and figure out what your inspiration die is.
It's a d6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Starts
So
at
yeah, you get to roll a d6 and add it to your 7. All right.
Can I assist? Like prodding the house with the control flame fire.
Oh, shit.
That's typically something that you want to say before he makes.
Okay.
Because the way that would work is I would have given him advantage.
Yeah.
But in this case, I think he did all right. And yeah, at that point, Milovage just kind of like, okay, come inside.
Okay. I kind of I thank him, but in kind of like that dick way, like thank you. And I walk inside. I don't even ask if there's a chair. I'm sitting in it.
Okay.
If I fit, I sits.
Okay. Oh my gosh, Sadie, what is your problem? What? Okay, let me make sure she has food and water. Fuck.
Was that if you somehow failed the intimidation, I was gonna threaten to burn the guy's house down.
That was a pretty goddamn good intimidation.
Yeah, it was. I just figured I'd inspire you to help.
I have a +1. I wish I had more.
There
Oh,
we go. It's a D. It becomes a D8 at 5th level.
Yeah. I have a +4 to intimidation. Jeez, I don't even have proficiency on it.
I was gonna try it too. I have a
No.
+6 in intimidation.
Jesus, what is your charisma?
18.
I have proficiency intimidation, and I have +0.
Yeah, I'm proficient in Arcana, Intimidation, Investigation, Performance, Persuasion, and Sleight of Hand.
Yeah, I'm history, insight, medicine, religion.
All right, so let's try to keep. Yeah, he beckons you aside and
T-Pain out there.
So you
nope.
reckon that's inside?
Yeah. So yeah, you're all inside. He kind of slams the door behind you, just pissed, um, visibly rattled, but um, you know, uh, seemingly going along with things for now. Um, and yeah, he walks over to Blacklight and says, "Okay, what do you need to know?"
It's like Yeska says he told you where the bones were. What happened?
So I may have told Henrik at the coffin maker's shop about the bones, and he, for some reason, offered to buy them off of me if I could get a hold of them.
Inric. Okay, do I know Inric? Or just somebody I haven't met before?
I mean, he's the local coffin maker. He's been a bit uh, more antisocial than normal lately.
Okay.
Every time you've walked by his shop, everything's been boarded up very, very tightly. Really haven't seen him in a while, to be honest.
Can I do an insight check to see if he's just trying to pin the blame on someone else?
Sure.
Can I'd like to assist if possible, because I feel like I'd be doing it too.
Mhm.
So,
Do I roll again or something?
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll again.
A
All
little
right.
better.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing that says he's outright lying. I mean, it's not like he's avoiding eye contact or anything as he answers the question. So everything seems to point towards, well, yeah, this is what happened.
Alright.
Okay, so I think Blacklight asks, "Did you? I understand, there can be hard times in this town, and money can be scarce. Did you end up selling the bones to him?"
I did.
Yeah, he kind of nods and he's like, "Well, continue your service, but you will need to absolve your sins in another way in the future. Pray that we retrieve the bones back."
He just nods again, kind of at this point, definitely avoiding eye contact, kind of casting his gaze down.
And I think Blacklight would be like a little bit also kind of like a little kind of disappointed, like, what did you need the money for? Like, why? Like, what did you need the money for that we couldn't have helped you at the church with? You know
He's
what I mean?
giving him that I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed look.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And yeah, I guess I just asked, like, did he tell you why he needed the bones?
No, he just offered to buy them from me.
Okay. I think I'm satisfied. What about you guys?
Yeah.
How much did he pay you for them?
He gave me 150 gold.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I take mental note. I'm gonna tell the father about this, and we'll figure out how to. I doubt there's like an actual government, and I think we'd probably want to handle this in house. We don't want him to suffer or anything, but we'll probably think of something so we can atone for that.
Mm-hmm.
I say into the guy's mind, 50 gold and your secrets are safe with me.
What the fuck?
Go ahead and make an intimidation check. He looks over at, well, Malkar, who I'm assuming is just kind of keeping eye contact so he knows it was
Yeah.
okay. And is he able to respond that way?
Yep.
Okay. Um, he says, "Go ahead and tell anyone. Life's not worth living anyway."
Damn.
Oh, okay. And I'll use control flame to spread it throughout his house.
Really?
Alright.
I
He might have had stuff. He might have had. I don't know.
I
Okay.
use my cantrip to. I'm assuming the floor is earth
It is.
Do I see
to
fire?
just put the earth against the fire and starve it of oxygen so it goes out.
Do I see any fire?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna press the digitation and try to start putting out flames.
Okay. So yeah, in the meantime, Milovaj is just like wide-eyed watching this fire spread and then subsequently get choked out in a matter of like seconds.
He's vending to fix any damage.
Goddamn.
He's just looking around and looks over to the cleric and says, "So this is the company you keep."
Like, he's like, desperate times. Call for desperate measures.
I can drink to that.
It's funny. All right. Yeah. So I guess I'm I'm down to go talk to Enrique now. Like, well,
But this is one small favor. The RuneScape quest. You just talk to everybody.
One small favor. Oh yeah. Okay.
I feel like Enrique has got some weird stuff going on. So especially if it's been boarded up and he hasn't been talking to people lately, I'm kind of a little scared. But, I think but like if we cross by the church on the way to wherever the coffin maker's at, I think I at least want to tell, somebody at the church where I'm going, where I'm headed, and if I'm like not back, within, I don't know, like let's say a day, then to send help or something. I don't know.
A day, I would say like 2 hours.
Yeah, sure, 2 hours. I'd like to. I don't know how exactly my feet works for that, but let me. The acolyte feet, the shelter of the faithful. But yeah, I just like to tell people, where I'm at and like, kind of like the deets of where, the next adventure to find the bones is at, and like, just fill in Father Lucen on what's going on.
Okay. Yeah. So you let him know that you'll be essentially across town over by the stockyard. A few
Yeah,
properties
okay.
down from that is where the coffin maker's place is.
Okay.
All right. So you guys beelining for it, or is there anything you'd like to do other than checking in with Father Lucian?
No, I'm good.
Got anything to do?
I'm good. I think my, my flaw, my character flaw would make it where I'm pretty single-minded on this.
You're like a dog with a bone.
Pretty much.
All right. So yeah, with Blacklight probably having the best idea of where you're going, he kind of takes the lead and leads the rest of the party back through town. You follow the winding road that you took to reach the church earlier in the morning, passing by the Blue Water Way, and probably about equidistant. Really, the Blue Water is kind of the center of everything in Locky. once you've traveled for, I'd say probably 15, 20 minutes, you find yourselves once again looking at the coffee maker's shop. Let's see.
As soon as we stand outside it, do I recognize it as a building I've seen before?
Yeah, you did briefly stop and kind of look at it on your way into town.
I look at it and go, "Hey, I know this place. I stopped here on my way into town."
It's like, I think Blacklight nods and says, "Aye." It's very noticeable, isn't it?
Yes. I was mainly wondering why a coffin maker is sitting in town.
Like, I think this is one of
People
those.
die?
Yeah, I think this is one of those points where, like, in the office, you know, like when the camera kind of zooms in and you see kind of like that that look like, what the fuck? That's what happens to Blacklight. Like, he just looks directly at the camera. Just does that, like, you know, kind of like sad, like, oh man. And he turns back to Blacklight, or sorry, Blacklight turns back to Ron and says, "Yes, death, though a stage on our path to heaven, is a painful process."
I've heard that. Yes.
And then, yeah, he kind of walks forward. You said, is the door boarded up, or is it just like a normal? Can I like knock on it?
Yeah, the door is not boarded up, but it's closed. All the windows and shutters and everything are closed up tight, and yeah, there is like no movement that you can see from the outside of this establishment. Just
Okay.
2-story building, and coffin-shaped sign out front, kind of dangling from a squeaky chain over the door.
Prestidigitation to make it stop squeaking.
Okay.
Dude, that's like it's like gonna be like the MVP of this session. Prestidigitation. Yeah, I think Blacklight. Unless anybody has a better idea, like, I think this character would just walk straight up, knock on the door, and call for Enrique.
I have
I
a
could
question.
smoke them out.
I would like to comment that maybe he's scared of something and that's why everything is so boarded up.
I also have a question though. Too.
Looking.
Does the building look the same as it did yesterday when I looked at it?
Go ahead and make a history check.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Seems about the same.
Okay. Doesn't look like anybody's come through here at least in the last day. Because I saw this yesterday and it looked exactly like it does now.
Okay. All right. I nod. I'm like, we might have to investigate. And then I knock on the door, and I see if there's a response.
All right. So yeah, you head up and knock on the door, and from inside you just you hear a kind of a muffled yell. They're closed. Go away.
Like,
Shall I
Enrique.
smoke them out?
What was that?
Said, shall I smoke them out?
No.
Yeah, no. The bones might be in there, man.
I mean, at least they'll be cremated and no one will have them.
That's not the goal.
It's better than being in the wrong hands, right?
It's like we don't live by half measures, my friend. And then yeah, he I think actually, after saying something like that, we don't live by half measures, I think he's just gonna try and just, if the door is locked, he'll try to force the door open.
I would like to
Okay.
assist him with Eldritch Blast, if possible.
Me too.
All right. So yeah, the door is locked. So let's have dark light or black light. Sorry. Make a strength check with advantage.
Okay. Strength with the advantage. Okay.
Nice.
Not bad.
All right. So yeah, with the two casters blasting with their spells, and then the heavily armored cleric just kind of bulldozing his way through. Yeah, you don't take the door entirely off the hinges, but you kind of break the top half of it off, and so you kind of tumble through the partially open doorway, and kind of fall down on your stomach in what looks to be a workshop. Just looking around, you see pretty standard like carpentry, tables and all that stuff. You also in the far corner, kind of having recently just fallen, and he's kind of sliding backwards to get his back to a wall, is an older bearded gentleman that Blacklight recognizes as Henrik.
Yeah, I think I stand up and brush my any dust off or whatever, any like sawdust off my my robe or my cloak, and then I stand imposingly and I say, "Sorry about the door, Henrik, but you have something of our."
Okay, as you're talking, he just like puts up a finger to his mouth and says, shh, 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 shh.
I stride forward, open the bottom half of the door again.
I come forward behind her, and I will close the bottom half of the door, and then look around the room and cast prestidigitation to clean up all the little shattered pieces of wood, and just kind of stand behind Blacklight.
Is the top half of the door still like attached to the hinge? It just broke straight through the middle.
Yeah, it's like busted off.
Oh,
So there's half of a door like laying on the.
with
Uh,
would I be able to fix that with like 2 or 3 casts of mending?
just going around fucking people's shit up, but then fixing it after. You could certainly try.
Alright.
I would say yeah. I mean, it comes together, but it's not perfect.
Alright.
But it's better than having half a door.
I'll cast it on the hinge if I need to as well.
Yeah. Okay. So you fix the door.
So Henrik
But
tells
yeah.
us to be quiet.
Yeah.
I like walk up to him. You said he's on the ground.
Yeah. He kind of like butt scooted back to his back against it.
Yeah, and I think I walk really close to him and I get a really good look at him. Do I see anything weird about him?
I mean, he seems pretty panicky.
Okay. Do I?
Sorry, what?
I'm just checking my spells if I have this prepared.
He's
And
on drugs.
I do not have it, so I'm gonna go ahead and I whisper now, and I'm like, "Why do we need to be quiet, Henrik?"
He slowly, like making sure you realize he's not trying to pull anything crazy, reaches up and grabs a piece of parchment, some charcoal off of one of his work tables, and takes it and kind of scrawls a single across the parchment and turns it to show Blacklight. Word is vampires.
I cast Detect Evil.
Okay.
Oh
And
boy.
that lets you detect what?
Undead is one of them within 30
Yeah,
feet.
within 30 feet. Okay. So, let's see. Coming from upstairs, you sense 6 undead presence.
Oh.
I tell the rest of the parties like, I don't know if they saw the thing, but I whisper and I'm like, "There's something above us. Something evil."
Evil.
He's attacking me as well.
Well, you're not. I think it's kind of a misnomer, right? Because it's not necessarily like alignment. It detects like evil creatures,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
undead beings and elementals and stuff.
Things that are who by nature are evil.
Or good.
Yeah, true. Yeah, and I think I look down at him and I'm like, "Stay here. Don't cause trouble. We'll be back after we deal with this problem."
All right, he like again trying to be as quiet as possible, like kind of waves for your attention again, and he kind of scrawls another kind of primitive message across another portion of the parchment. It says they sleep during the daytime. It is daytime. You're probably looking at like noon, 1 o'clock at this point. Um, and finally, he actually speaks up and, "What are you here for?"
Uh, he. So I say, the bones. Like kind of matter of factly. I mean, so real quick. I don't know if I don't want to like kill myself. So that's so like Alex the player doesn't want to get my character killed. But I don't know if Blacklight would just stand by if he knew there was like undead in the rooftop. I think he like he's like 2 seconds away from just running up and like smiting some bitches.
You go, I'll follow.
But yeah, so I say the bones because I know that's my goal, right? So if he knows more about the bones, then I'll reluctantly take myself away from the evil upstairs and try to get more information on where the bones are at. And I say, you bought them from Imguy, Milovage.
He again just silently nods, and he points essentially directly above where you guys are now, and mouths the word "bedroom."
Okay.
I just want to whisper loud enough where everyone in the room can hear it, but still trying to be quiet so the visitors upstairs don't hear. Um, I'm gonna say, you can just relay anything to me through your mind, and then I can relay it to everyone else through their mind, so we don't have to worry about being quiet.
Oh, cool.
I
But
don't
I have to.
trust you though.
At this point, I start heading up the stairs.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, through the open door, actually, kind of right next to where you're talking to Henrik. Well, you go through the door and you see immediately about half a dozen closed coffins just lying on the floor here on the ground level. On your right, you see another open door with a flight of stairs that seems to lead to a landing upstairs that has a door to the left and a door to the right.
I'm
While
going to turn around. Oh.
we're still downstairs, I just want to lean over to Blacklight and I say, we should take care of this problem while we're upstairs.
I nod.
So
And
I'll turn around. Oh, God.
yeah, and then I kind of walk up.
I was gonna say I'll turn around and walk over by scared little bitch Henrik, whatever.
Henrik.
Nope.
And I would like to inspect his neck. I want to see if he's a vampire.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check. Or, well, yeah, it's perception.
Okay. Yep.
A
No,
negative
it
one
seems
wisdom,
cool.
man.
Yep. I actually have -2 wisdom.
Oh, are you proficient in perception?
No, but my jack of all trades gives me.
Oh
half.
yeah, true.
So-
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, he seems like just a scared human.
Good, good. I walk over to Blacklight and whisper, "Oh, he's not infected yet, but you said vampire, right?"
I point at the paper that says vampire.
Oh, okay, good. I'll follow you.
I nod and I guess I walk up. Did you already see the coffins? Or I
did
guess
see them.
when do I see the coffins? I should say.
All right. So as you leave the room that you spoke to Hendrik in, still on the ground floor, there's just a room full of closed coffin.
Oh, okay.
So this is still on the ground level. This isn't where you were getting the vibes from.
He doesn't get any
Oh,
pings from there, does he?
do I know? So I do I know how to kill vampires? I should say with their coffins, or do I know like the significance of coffins of vampires?
Uh, yeah, it's pretty common lore around Barovia. Let's see.
Is there something about burning the coffin, or am I thinking of like Buffy the Vampire Slayer shit?
uh, let's pull that up again because I had that open earlier today.
Oh wait, this is a goddamn coffin maker.
This is a coffin maker.
So these could be useless coffins meant for dead people.
Indeed, they could be.
Okay.
But yeah. Let's see what we got
That
here.
history check, though. That RL history check.
Yeah. So essentially, your thoughts on vampires and by association Strahd must rest in its coffin during the day. At night, it can wolves and vermin. It can transform into a bat, a wolf, or a cloud of mist. Dominate you with its powerful gaze. Can't enter a residence without an invitation from one of the occupants. Running water burns a vampire like acid. Sunlight causes a vampire to burst into flame. That's what you got.
Can I do a history check based on my background?
Sure.
Can I roll a something to see what I know as well about vampires?
Yeah, let's call that a history check for you too. Probably just be, word of
I
mouth.
guess. Well, can I roll it too?
Sure.
History?
Yeah.
From what I know about my learning.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, what Ron can remember as well, there are different essentially tiers or levels, like classes of vampire. Not all of them are as difficult to pin down as what a lot of the lore says, but still quite dangerous opponents. Less.
I relay that to the group through Malkar.
I guess one by one I'll tell everyone the information he tells me.
Okay.
And can I send him like flashes of what I'm thinking, like, the different classes of vampire and stuff like that?
Like
Can I
Mass
do
Effect
it?
style.
Can I do an insight check on what Malkar is telling me?
Yeah, go ahead. All right. Is there anything that you would not like to be honest about, Melkar?
No, I'll just say everything that Ron says to me.
Okay. So yeah, seems legit.
I have to run to the bathroom.
Okay. Try not to die.
No promises.
All the way stir the pot from time to time. I don't want to get wrecked. You said there was 6 upstairs?
Yeah,
6?
I detect 6 evil creatures.
Well, we don't know the number yet, I don't think. Or did you say 6?
Yeah, I said I detected
Oh, okay.
6.
I must have missed that.
Jesus. Can I just control flame and spread the fire rapidly throughout the house? Just burn it down with them
We
and
still got to
die?
get the bones, man. It's in the bedroom.
Isn't that where they're at? Or was it a different room?
I don't know. We just got up there.
Yeah, you didn't ask.
If they're in the same room, can I just burn the house down? we'll evacuate the guy that lives here, makes the coffin. We'll all get out and then we'll just seal the door and burn the house down while
Need the
they're sleeping.
bones. Need the bones, man.
Like, I mean, if they're in the same room as them. I'll mend the bones.
They're like holy bones. I don't know if men does that.
If there's any magic involved, it doesn't fix it.
Mm. I just want to kill things, but I also, having thrown vampires in previous campaigns, I know they're not easy people to fight. And 6 of them sounds like,
A lot.
yeah, a bad time. Um, in game, I guess, like, can I just open up the coffins, with my mace at the ready, the ones downstairs, if I'm not detecting anything, just to make sure that there's either dead people or they're empty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna walk over and start like kind of lifting lids and see what you see.
Yeah, just to make and I had my mace like ready to bash people in the fucking skull.
All right. Yeah, you kind of make the rounds through this room. In the whole room, there's probably in excess of a dozen coffins. Um, all of them are seemingly brand new and empty.
I want to control flame behind him and just like hover a fireball over his shoulder, ready to spray into a vampire's face.
Okay. So yeah, like probably 13 coffins go by, each one very, very anxious as you slowly
Yeah.
lift the lid up. Nothing in that one.
Let me check. How long does Detect Good and Evil last? Okay, so it's up to 10 minutes.
Okay.
So I don't know how long this takes, but
I mean, I could say you could probably do that in like 2-3 minutes.
okay.
Does it tell you if they're moving or not?
The way I imagine it, and I could be wrong, is like you see kind of like a little like blip, like how Sombra can like see people through like doors and shit.
I imagine it's like a mini map.
Be like Elder Scrolls Detect Light.
Like Elder Scrolls Detect Life, or like Sombra
Yep.
from Overwatch, or that kind of thing where you can see them through the walls and stuff.
Yep.
Maybe not their exact shape, but definitely like maybe a little light or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like evil dude here.
Kind of like,
For all
like I
them,
said,
like,
like a
comic
mini
fans.
map from Halo. You can like
Oh, the radar?
just see a blur. Yeah, you just see like a little blur, little blip. But for you, it'd be out constant.
Okay. So, how are we proceeding?
You better convince me not to attack them if they're in the same room.
Fuck it. Mask off. I'm going upstairs.
All right, so you walk up the stairs and find yourself on a landing. There is a windowless wall in front of you,
I
and
follow him upstairs.
Me too.
okay, a closed door on both your left and your right.
Oh shit.
Were the vampires in one room or?
Oh, I can still detect them. Do I know what room the vampires are in?
They're coming from the left, or they're in the left room, I should say.
So I kind of like silently point over there, or like use the Markar or whatever that dude's name is.
Okay.
Melkar, and I'm like, yo, bro, they're in the room to the left. We should check the room to the right first. And I kind of like, do some like Navy SEALs ass like hand motions.
All right.
I'm gonna use control flame. I want to extend the flame to where it's the size of a door, but have it be like a wall in front of the door so nothing can come through. And I'll just hold it there and be the guard.
Okay.
Is the room to the right? Does it look like a bedroom?
Would you like to open the door and see what it looks like?
Hell yeah.
All right. So yeah, you open and looking in, it seems as though you are looking at a kitchen. Just contains a square table surrounded by chairs and shelves of provisions and stuff. You do see on the wall to your right there is a door.
Oh, okay. So a wall to the right in the kitchen.
Yeah, so you made a right, and now if you make another right, there's what looks like another room.
Okay, I'll Oblivion Dungeon this, and I'll kind of gesture over to it. First off, can I check to see is there any like wooden spoons or anything that I see?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Core perception is where are you? Perception. Sorry, guys, I never used the actual character sheet. All right, here we go. 14.
All right, yeah, you do see a splintered, slotted wooden spoon lying on one of the countertops.
Okay, I'd like to quickly grab that and can I snap it to like make a quick little steak, emergency steak.
Yeah. So you have two small emergency steaks. One of them with a spoon head on it.
I toss it to is it Yoan?
Yeah.
I toss one of them to Yoan, and then I
grab it. Yeah.
walk into the room to the right.
Okay. Yeah. So as you open the door in there, it appears to be a modest bedchamber holding a cot, several well-made pieces of furniture, including a table, padded chair, a bookshelf, and a wardrobe.
Awesome. I silently pump my fists and start searching all the things for the bones.
Okay.
I walk in absentmindedly behind him and start plucking books off the shelf. Just kind of thumbing through them, throwing them behind me if I don't like them.
All right. Anyone who would like to actively look for bones, go ahead and make a perception check.
I'm just holding the door, guarding it.
Oh hell yeah!
Gosh.
All right.
I would like a perception for book. Just cool books.
Okay.
When I see you throwing them behind you, I go up to you and say, "Quiet."
Oh, right. So now after thumbing through them, I'll gently put them down on the ground.
The only information we have on the vampires, did we ever figure out if they were weak to fire or anything like that?
You did not.
Okay.
Do they have to be killed by stakes?
It's a good question. You don't know.
Do it.
Okay.
Oh shit! Did I just metagame on accident?
I
With the
thought
spoon?
you guys knew about stakes.
Well, I don't know if that's because I think they only think that what Alexa stop. I think they only think that they burst into flame and that running water hurts them. I don't remember.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true. But whatever. Yeah, I'm not super worried about it.
Okay. What? I'm just kidding.
So yeah, as you kind of through the bedroom and try and sift through everything and find where these bones are stashed, as Blacklight is going through the wardrobe, and he finds that there is a secret, like a false bottom to it. Inside this compartment, you see two sacks. There is a large one that contains a pretty sizable amount of something solid, kind of heavy. And as you look inside, you do see that these are, in fact, quite aged-looking bones. And as well as that, you find a small sack that contains 30 silver and 6 gold. All the coins bearing the profiled visage of Strahd.
Okay. And are the coins normally not minted that way?
They are.
Okay. Yeah, I think my guy would yeah, he definitely take the bones. How much do they weigh?
Um, hmm. Things you don't expect to look up.
Oh.
Heavy. The guy's like an average sized human. It probably weighs like pounds.
Um, let's call it 20 for convenience.
Alright.
Okay. I that's too much for me. Oh, okay. I need to throw 0.2 pounds of shit on the ground.
Wait. You're over 15 times your what strength?
Yeah. I think, right? I think I only did 10 times.
Hold on, let's see.
I
See what
think
you got here.
I don't know.
Because essentially you should be.
Because the chainmail is heavy. And then
It's like 55.
Right. Yeah, no, you're good, man.
okay.
Because yeah, with the negative, yeah, you should be fine.
Okay. Cool beans. All right. Well, I have the bones, and I don't think Blacklight would take the dude's money, but he would definitely take the bones.
Okay.
And I kind of turn around and was like, I found them, guys. Let's grab Inric and or Henrik and get back to safety.
Should deal with the vampires.
Burn down all the coffins so there's no more for them to live in.
I say out loud, just kind of quietly, wow, this went a lot smoother than I thought.
Yeah. So I say we can vanquish them, but the bones were our main quest. We have them. Let's play it safe, and I do like the idea of the warlock here to banish them in flame. Or I say something about like how the flame is from the sun and some scriptural shit
Baptized
about
by
that.
fire.
Yeah, there we go. Baptized by fire. But we'll have to get the
Burn.
civilian to safety.
Burn down the entire building.
Baptizing by fire would hurt. And that's something that I actually say.
This whole time I'm just making this fire bigger and bigger, waiting to unleash it.
Okay. Yeah, I think I hastily walk down, know that I got my thing that I'm looking for, and I grab the scared old dude, and I say, "We'll find you a new home, friend, but there's evil to be dealt with." And then I kind of, I don't know, just like nod towards Malkar.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Malkar, yep. And I'm GTFOing with the old dude.
I'm right behind you.
I'm following behind as well. Not in any hurry, just kind of casually walking down the stairs.
You said it was between like noon and 1.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm not worried about them jumping out the windows. They're not going to go out in the sun. Once I feel like everyone's out of the house, I'm going to set a blaze door and then try and spread it down the stairs and whatnot as I come out of the house myself.
As soon as I come out, I'm gonna start moving dirt to kind of like try and prevent the flames from spreading to the nearby houses. Just kind of packing dirt around it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think just for flavor, I just say a little prayer to Lathander. You know, praying that we're making the right choice here.
I walk out and turn around and try to figure out what the fuck you guys are doing. Then I realize what you're doing. You said there's windows, right?
They're all boarded up though.
Yeah, they're boarded or sealed, wise fastened up. Yeah.
I snap my fingers and realize what you're doing, and I'm Eldritch blasting the fuck out of that window.
What?
Oh, I said I'm Eldritch blasting the fuck out of the window.
Yep. What? Why?
To let sunlight in. Or let light.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because I scored pretty high. I knew the traditional shit.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. So yeah, before long you hear a series of just grating screeches starting to emanate from upstairs in the coffin maker's shop. Certainly a few cries of pain. And are you guys like supervising the burn, or are you gonna like?
Yeah, I'm continuing to
Yes.
spread
Yeah.
outside and just engulfing the house with it.
I think
I'm casting Prestidigitation to, like, call out any flames that are really licking off to the sides or licking too high. So I'm trying to keep it controlled.
Yeah,
I think
using
I
some
oh,
earth to do the same thing.
Okay.
I tell the old dude quickly to the church, and you know I stay with my buddies just in case evil things come out. I don't want to
Okay.
babysit the old dude.
But it's a follow quest. He'll die without you.
Okay, so yeah, you hear these screeches emanating from upstairs. At first, it's just this cacophony of yelling and screaming, almost a like fiendish, devilish kind of sound. And then, as the fire goes on, the wails kind of die off for just a little bit at a time. And as the last one falls away, you just hear the silent, the low licking of flame as it just engulfs the house.
All right.
I'm still Prestidigitating, keeping the flames down, trying to put them out.
After a brief moment of silence,
Fuck.
let's see. 5 humanoid figures come pouring out of the window that was blasted out. Charred skin all over their body, eyes aglow, fangs bared, and their focus trained intently on the group of humanoid figures standing just outside of their former.
Okay, as soon as they do that, can I cast Shatter? Right into the middle of them all.
Okay.
Are they on fire or are they just burnt?
They are.
Yeah, because I would also like to cast something as soon as they come out.
Did you say 5?
5, yes.
Okay. And so there were 6.
There were 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna hold my action. I'll do turn undead whenever everybody else finishes their.
Okay. Rid of this. Okay. So sifting through and getting to the right character sheet here.
Yeah.
Okay. That is... So, it would appear that two of the screeching humanoid figures are caught full on by the shattering blast from Ron. The other ones seem to successfully kind of weave out of it just at the last moment.
They take half damage if it's.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's fine. Just flavor.
I gotcha. Okay.
Okay. So Yoan wanted to do something?
Yes, I did.
What did you want to do?
Cast Ice Knife. Let me copy it. And send it straight in the center.
Okay. Alright. So, that's going to be a miss on the initial attack. And so the AoE does not take effect.
Hit or miss, the shard explodes. The AoE takes
Oh,
effect.
sorry, no,
The hit doesn't, the AoE
That's
takes
right.
effect.
That's right. I misread the line. Okay. Shard explodes. Dex save. 2d6. Okay.
And
That.
then, since I cast it at 2nd level, I got 6. 1d6. Oops, it rolled a d10. Why did it roll a d10?
Alright, so it would seem, once again, 3 are able to kind of duck out of the way to take the explosive ice blast.
Oh, your D10. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I rolled a D10.
Wait, it did something really weird. Okay. Can I re-roll this? Because it only rolled 1d6 and a d10. So it needs to roll
right.
2d6 and an additional. I need to roll 3d6 instead of a d6 and a d10.
Indeed.
I'm
Okay.
just gonna.
Yeah, just go ahead and roll everything that you're gonna need. Okay.
There.
Cool. Let's do that. Alright. Duly noted. So. Alright. It would appear that all 5 are still standing, but 2 of them are looking especially rough, kind of barely keeping themselves aloft at this, upright at this. So as they all kind of snarl at you, prepare to launch into an attack, that's where we'll pick it up next time.
Okay. Oh man. I'm so excited to crush things.